Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So I know it's been a while and I wanted to give you all a state of the arcade and an update on some of the projects that I've been working on and some of the stuff I got in the pipe coming up soon. Now, I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and sometimes real life just kind of kicks you in the ass and you get down for a while, but I'm doing just fine. You got to dust yourself off and just get right back on that horse. So now I'm going to go ahead and give you a walkthrough of what's going on in the arcade. Okay, so what started as home arcade modding quickly turned into actually getting real arcade games. So I've been getting these one at a time, and I just keep them down here in the basement. Whenever I want to have fun, I just come on down here. This is Smash TV. So I've got this running now on a JAMA switcher where I can actually play Robotron 2084 and Crawl. Then we've got Atari Star Wars, which is just perfect the way it is. Okay, we got a Street Fighter II Champion Edition with a Pandora's Box 10th anniversary, so we can play all the games on this one. Okay, and my favorite, Xenophobe. This was the world's first split-screen cooperative arcade game, and isn't it a beauty? Okay, so one of the recent mods that I did to Atari Star Wars was I added a rumble motor to the yoke that whenever you took damage, you get a vibration motor in there. However, that was a disaster and it fell apart. So what I'm actually going to be doing here is I'm going to be putting this mod chip in that lets you play the Empire Strikes Back on Atari Star Wars. That's right. Yeah. So this is going to be a cool video coming up soon. So stay tuned for that. Okay. So for those of you who missed out on the video on my Star Wars Trilogy arcade, this was my first huge arcade pickup. It is my favorite piece here. This has been upgraded with a new sound system, new monitor, upscaled the display. This is the one that gets the most play out of the entire arcade. Okay, some of my earliest videos really took off when I did instructional videos on how you can play a bunch of light gun games on modern PC hardware. So a couple people got in touch with me. They've asked for instructions on the Gun for IR, on the Sinden, but the really exciting thing, the Xenos X gun. Recently, I got a prototype early copy of the Xenos X gun that I'm going to be doing a review of soon. This is the first wireless light gun with full solenoid recoil, and it's good as an IR gun or a gyroscope gun. So stay tuned for that. Okay, now when I want to come up from air from the basement, I like to move over to the den and relax a little bit with one of my newest collections, Pinball. So when I want to knock a few balls around, this is the place for it. Okay, so what I'm doing here with this original Star Trek table, the beeps and boops from the 70s got really annoying, so I put a custom soundboard in that plays sound effects and music from the original show. Meanwhile, the Playboy 1979 table right here was a complete restore done by Todd Tuckey and the guys at TNT Amusements outside of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Check out my earlier video on that. That was an amazing day. Then, just for good measure, I got the 2002 Playboy table from Stern. This is something that I'm going to be working on in the future, doing LEDs, color LCD swap. This is something I'm going to play with for a while. In the meantime, it's just a fun table to have because, here, come over here. Come on over here. So the greatest thing about this table is look out. Look, there's girls all over it. There's girls all over this table, okay? Okay, the newest addition to my collection is an original Tempest arcade cocktail table. Now, Tempest was an amazing popular game with Atari back in the early 80s. They made like 30,000 cabinets. However, they only made 1,600 of these cocktail tables. So when I saw this for sale locally close to me in Pennsylvania, I picked it up right away. It was not working, however, and I did have to do a few repairs. Okay, so one thing was happening is the game kept cutting out randomly and wouldn't boot. So what I actually had to do here is I had to actually replace the switching power supply to get a steady 5 volts that was going to stay consistent to the board, because it kept flaking out and the game would turn off and then nobody would be able to play it anymore. Okay, and that wasn't the only thing that was wrong with this Tempest. The color vector monitor only had blue and green. There was no red. And seeing as some of the bad guys are red, that kind of made the game unplayable. So I had to do a couple repairs back to the monitor. So what we did here, we had to get all the way down to the deflection board, and we had to completely replace all the transducers and the entire deflection board on this color vector monitor. It was a giant pain in the ass. Okay, and when I'm done playing pinball, and I just want to get away from it all, I come on up here to the loft level, 3rd floor, and this is where I go to my office when I want some hot one-on-one action. It's the racing arcade. So, what we've got here is a custom racing multicade made by Retro Lizard's Custom Arcades. This is one of the first cabinets that he ever built. And since I got it up here, I decided to go ahead and network it to my main desktop PC so I can do back-to-back racing. So right now we can play dozens of two-player racing games. I've done a lot of tutorials on how to get these games linked. Check them out. And if you guys have a couple more that you'd like me to know how they work, let me know, and I'll make those videos next up on the list. Hey, thanks for tuning in for this State of the Home Arcade. I'll be making some future videos. They might be better than this, they might be worse. You won't know. Tune in. I don't know.